Bookish friends, today I'm going to do another tag video. The tag video that is actually very popular in BookTube and has been done by many booktubers. Anti-TBR tag. We'll link the original video down below. I was tagged both by the Sluggish Reader and What's Booking. Thank you for tagging me. I'm actually a bit late in doing this video because when I was tagged by Freddie, I had just done Unpopular Opinions book tag, and some of the questions are very similar to this tag in anti-TBR tag. I wanted to give a bit of a distance between the two tags. And also really wanted to evaluate and find out new books and new authors to talk about. So let's get on with the questions. A popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. I'm coming with a strong answer for this one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. I watched the movie adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I really did not like the humor. I found it too cruel for my taste and too cruel for children actually. I also tried some other books by Roald Dahl, and with the exception of Essia Throat, which is I think more towards adults than children, I didn't really like any of them. I gave all of the books that I've tried 2 or 3 stars. The only book that I'm interested in reading by Roald Dahl in the future is Matilda. I'm definitely not interested in reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for sure. Question 2. A classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. I'm going to talk about an author who wrote modern classics, Virginia Woolf. I read the synopsises of her books. I really was not interested in any of them. Also, one of my real life book club friends who knows my taste very well says that Berna, you will be very bored and confused with her writing. So I'm not interested in reading any books by Virginia Woolf. Question 3. An author whose books you have no interest in reading. John Green. Mainly because he writes young adult, and when I read what his books are about, I was not interested at all. So I don't think I will read John Green in the future. The second part of question 3 is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. I'm going to say Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Before I knew about her support for J.K. Rowling, I really did not know her previous interview about trans people. I read her short work, How to Be a Feminist, in November, and I have to admit I really enjoyed it. She writes about women who have been oppressed by the society in her country, and then she refuses to support some minorities who have been oppressed in many of the societies. I find this a bit hypocritic actually. I really would have thought that she would have more empathy towards people who have been neglected and abused from an author who have also been neglected, maybe not abused, in the society. I'm not going to read any more from this author, although her writing style actually worked for me. Question 4. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. H.G. Wells, as a fan of science fiction genre, especially in TV series, I really wanted to read one of the authors who wrote the first works of science fiction. Also, being a very big fan of time travel trope, a necessity for me to read his book about time travel. And although I found the plots very entertaining and also very innovative, his writing style was a bit too much for me. He wrote his fiction works like his non-fiction works. He was a scholar, and he wrote many non-fiction books as well. This style of writing would have worked very good in non-fiction books, but in fiction you need to write very differently to engage people in the story. In the Time Machine, which is the book that I liked best, There were some parts which was talking about the societal analysis of the people in general. So I didn't know what I was reading. And I was extremely bored in The Invisible Man, and I actually DNF'd the book, and I really didn't care much about the War of the Worlds as well. I really don't want to waste my time trying to read his works, which I find very boring at parts. Question 5. A genre you have no interest, or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. First of all, I cannot say that I'm not interested in any genre, or there is a genre that I couldn't get into, because in every genre there's a subgenre that I really like. Being a committed romance reader, I really did not like the subgenre of erotica in romance, though I liked clean or very soft degree of sexual content romances more. I do not mind those scenes, especially if the story is very good and engaging. Some of the scenes can be written very tastefully, so I do not refuse to read sex scenes, but I really refuse to read eroticas. I actually tried some and found it a bit boring actually, because there was no story for me, and it was all sexual content. There needs to be a plot to get me interested in the couple or their intimate moments. So erotica is my answer for this question. Question 6. A book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled or returned to the library unread. There is no such a book. But I do DNF some books that I bought or borrowed from the library. The latest example was the Ramses series. I DNF'd the series after the third book. Fortunately, my parents really liked the series, so it was not a waste of money, and they still remain in our bookshelves. Question 7. A series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF'd. I've just talked about the Ramses series, didn't I? On the other hand, I'm not interested in reading the Wheel of Time series because it consists of many books. Question 8. A new release you have no interest in reading. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I read the first 3 books in that series, and I really liked the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury. I found the first book to be okay. The third book was good, but not very good. So I decided not to continue with the series. And I have to admit, I was never impressed by Sarah J. Maas's writing style. Her characters were much better than her writing for me, and that the second trilogy will follow one of my least favorite characters. Influenced my decision to DNF the book after the first trilogy. Those were my answers for anti-TBR tag. As I mentioned before, I tried to choose different answers for my unpopular opinions book tag, because I could have used the same answers for some questions. I will be tagging the first 3 commenters who said they want to do this tag. So you can say in your videos that you have been tagged by me. Please comment down below if you read any of the books or authors that I have mentioned. If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. For Turkish word of the day, I'm going to talk about something that I love. Because the book that I have no interest in reading is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I will choose chocolate for word of the day. Chocolate means çikolata in Turkish, and çikolata is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.